afternoon. I think it's almost noon on Friday, the 24th of April. And today, the big news is that Venus has shifted into Gemini today, and Uranus will follow tomorrow. And this is Redford, and I am Jody Shirami, Jody Boots 22 on YouTube. And this is the weekly astrology report. And tomorrow, Uranus shifts in. Ooh, it's going to be a crazy, crazy time. Everything we've been waiting for is here, and it is time. So, Uranus will shift in tomorrow to Gemini. And also on Sunday, the 26th, the Sun in Taurus will be squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So this week coming up isn't super easy. It's going to be kind of a shocking situation with Uranus here, and all the signs are going to be deeply affected personally and in the mundane world. And as you can see, usually we've been talking about this, when Uranus goes in Gemini, it is a signature of world wars. Not little wars, world wars, because Gemini is the sign of intelligence and of traveling short distances, like to your grocery store, to your school, to the next town over. But it's not about going across the earth anywhere specific, right? And it also rules over communications, which we've talked about. So with Uranus going into here, our communications is going to be very, very different than what it's been. And it's going to be shocking for some people who have not been keeping up with the times and how the world is changing. So this is your chance to really catch up in terms of technology. Mercury rules over Gemini, and this is a mutable sign. So Geminis are adaptable. Your mind is adaptable. You're willing to accept new ideas and then ponder them with your high intelligence in Gemini, and become more of a critical thinker, and not to take everything at face value and run with it like you may want to in Aries. You may just hear something and think it's a great idea and go with it. And a lot of times Aries can be successful with that, and there's still a lot of planets in Aries to help us with that fear that we may not want to take a risk. And Uranus and Gemini will be definitely taking risk. So many things are changing. Gemini rules over transportation, like I just said. And the internet is ruled by Mercury. So this time period for 7 years with Gemini hosting Uranus, we will be pushed, not asked, pushed by the cosmic energy of all the outer planets now in their signs respectively, starting tomorrow with Uranus. All the outer planets shifting all at the same time within the same year is the beginning of a new era. And the era will start tomorrow with Gemini. And with the Sun squaring Pluto in Aquarius tomorrow, Taurus Sun squaring Pluto Aquarius is going to bring up some energy with our personal inner core for a permanent, total change of the way we think and value what is going on with information, with what is it we value in Taurus, with Venus now shifting into Gemini. Our values will be changing, and they will be squaring Pluto in Aquarius, meaning that the Pluto energy doesn't waste time, doesn't wait around. You're either ready or you're not. And Aquarius is rules over Pluto right now. And so what's ruling over Pluto is Uranus, and Uranus just went into Gemini. And it's not a mistake that the Taurus Sun is squaring Pluto the same day that Uranus shifts into Gemini. So instead of Venus ruling over Uranus, it is now Mercury. And Mercury is in Aries. And Mercury just last week met up with Mars and Saturn. And is now preparing to meet up with Chiron and Eris, the two comets. The healing comet and the volatile Eris, who was Adam's first wife but did not submit to Adam. Therefore, Eve entered and submitted to Adam, but she had a little bit of a epiphany about an apple, and she ate that, and then God threw them both out of Eden, right? So when you hear all these biblical stories of the Western world, you have to wonder how they can correlate with the Western world's philosophy and religion as well. So when you see that happening, there's multiple people around at that time that are giving these very spiritual lectures. You have to understand that it's probably the same person, and these stories have come back across the globe with Marco Polo, who went over to the Eastern world and came back with what? Pasta noodles, which he had found in Asia, where Asians had noodles and all kinds of things already invented, and he brought them back. And a lot of spices came out of Asia as well. A lot of things you eat are from Asia. Tomatoes came from Asia, all kinds of things. So there's different names for God with the different religions, but we're all one. We're all connected as one. So there's one God, and that one God is a spirit that lives within you, and you have your own power to change and be who you want to be. And the Taurus sun is a fixed, calming sun. It is a sun of pleasure in your home, with your family, in your yard, in your town. And Gemini is the third house of the zodiac wheel, which rules local community. So with Gemini now hosting Uranus, who rules over Aquarius, we are being given power to the people. The people are getting power because Aquarius is the opposite of Leo, and Pluto is there. It's not in Leo, it's in Aquarius. And the last time Pluto was here was the beginning of the Aquarius era that began a little bit. But Pluto hasn't been here in a long time. Pluto, it's more that in the 60s, some outer planets passed by here, and they called it the Age of Aquarius, but it wasn't quite here yet. It was just a seed being planted, not even a bud. The bud's starting to come up soon, now. So that configuration for tomorrow is really asking us to find ways to release regret with this squaring of Pluto and the sun in Taurus. It's really asking you, look for moments that are valuable to you and what's holding you back. Find ways to release that with the square energy. And then on Sunday, Venus in Gemini is going to sextile Neptune in Aries. So Venus' highest octave is in Pisces, right? Pisces, who's ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is now in Aries. So Aries energy is ruling over anyone that has their planet in Aries. And Mars is still there. So Mars is powerful here in Aries, its home sign. So it's ruling over this Neptune in Aries. And Venus in Gemini is being ruled by Mercury as well in Aries. So Aries energy is ruling this Venus in Gemini, sextiling Neptune in Aries. This is a very nice, calm feeling, and it wants you to initiate being calm, because you need to initiate this energy now through this Aries energy coming through, because Uranus in Gemini is going to cause a lot of anxiety and discomfort. especially people that don't like changes or surprise, it's going to happen here. And then as well on Sunday, Mercury, which is in Aries, is going to square Jupiter in Cancer. So Jupiter in Cancer is exalted. So Jupiter here is very powerful, and it's squaring our thoughts being controlled by Mars in Aries, right? And Mercury met up with Mars last week. So Mercury is knowledgeable about this information that Aries energy wants it to have. So this is a little bit of disrupting energy because it's a square, but square is energy that's in a box and it's trying to break out of this box. So Mercury here is going to be very forward, and it will say what it needs to say in Aries to get it done. It will not hold back what it's trying to say. Therefore, it's going to shock calm Cancer with Jupiter here having a great day. It's going to disrupt that little energy that's going on in Cancer. So Cancer again is about our emotions. So we have to tell ourselves through Aries that all this energy you have in Cancer, you should be using it to nurture people. And so then on Monday, the Virgo Moon moves in, Leo moves out this weekend, and is going to trine Jupiter in Cancer. So from that little bit of angst feeling with Mercury saying things to you, now we're going to have some harmony. We're going to really lean into believing in our bounty that we're receiving from Jupiter and Cancer, and we're going to have more confidence. It's going to be a quiet confidence because Cancer is kind of quiet, nurturing energy. It's going to be a quiet energy, but it's going to especially help in the home where your family is, and you can be calm with your family. And that's a great day on Monday as we head into the next week. And Virgo is going to shift through this week, and Virgo Moon is very practical and very critical, can come in here and criticize some things that's been going on emotionally as it went through Cancer and Leo. But the Leo Moon today pushing us to move, to lean into our confidence as a Leo has. It's up to you to do everything. No one else can do it for you. It's up to you to make that decision for your life. And now is the time. By the time that July rolls around, all the outer planets will be comfortably in their new signs. And when all of them hit 4 degrees at the same time, it's going to be a rare, rare time in our lives that we are trying to get ready for. Be ready for quick changes. Have things in your mind as a backup plan. And right now we're heading into hurricane season and there's fires everywhere. So we already are on alert as this year began. This year is going to rock your life, like mostly for good, especially if you're ready for changes and you want to see changes. It's going to be a good thing for everyone. The only people it won't be good for are people that are fixed and that aren't used to changes, especially if you have like stelliums and fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. If you have fixed signs there and you have a stellium in any of those, it's going to be a difficult time for changes for you. But if you have a lot of mutable signs, which is Virgo, Gemini, it's going to help you, Sagittarius. So when you have a lot of mutable energy like Pisces, you can handle a lot of changes, and things that are fixed, you probably are trying to change or trying to make them better anyways, right? So look at it that way. Look at it as an up-leveling where the universe is going to help you. And one of the last things I wanted to say about, Uranus moving to Gemini is that Saturn will be moving out of Aries in about 2 years. And Mars, who's moving around and visits a sign every 2 years, is going to be visiting Gemini and meet up with Uranus 4 times over the next 7 years. So knowing these things are coming can help you adjust for these changes. The first one is June 28th, 2 days before Jupiter shifts into Leo. Mars will meet up with Uranus from June 28th through August 11th of 2026. So that pretty much covers the end of the beginning of Cancer season to the middle of Leo season. So this year, Cancer and Leos are going to be affected the most with Mars meeting up with Uranus. And Mars again is in Aries, preparing to shift out into Taurus. So by June 28th, Mars will be in Gemini. And Mars again with Gemini, in Gemini with Uranus, is a big time World War signature. When this occurred last, we were in World War I and World War II. So how can we get out of this where we're not in a war? The collective has to decide to vote against that, to vote against people that are pushing war. And it is up to us as the collective in Pluto in Aquarius, where we have all the power. Pluto's the most powerful planet. The people have the power. The number 11, which rules over Aquarius, is the number of people. So we have the power to stop this if we want to. And we have to do it, or we will be in another World War III, on to World War IV, and by then we could all be decimated and vaporized. It's not like before. We found that. And the last time that Uranus and Gemini were during these wars, what was important was information. Who had the information won the war. Who had the information to make a nuclear bomb won the war. Next time that Mars will run into Uranus is June 7th through July 20th of 2028. So here we're going to deal with Gemini and Cancer. Then May 19th through July 1st, which is 2030th. So now we're going to deal with Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And then April 28th through June 11th of 2032. Now we're going to deal with Mars, Taurus, Gemini. So these planets, these signs that the outer planets will be visiting over the next 50 years are all going to be impacted by this Uranus meeting up with Mars. And Mars again is the domain of Aries and Scorpio. And Scorpio rules with Mars and Pluto. So understand that this is some powerful stuff, and Scorpio are involved. Scorpio does not mess around. This is a powerful sign. That's it for this week. I'll be back next week. Check me out on Patreon, and to my followers and new followers on YouTube, I really appreciate that. And again, I'm Jody Shirami at Jody Boots, and this is Astropod_cast. And this is going to be on YouTube. I will try to put it on Patreon, but last week it wouldn't go on, so check it out on YouTube, okay? All right, thank you. I'll talk to you guys on Monday on Patreon. Bye. Oh, spiritual children, I love you. Really go for it now. Go for it.